and this joke, I'm going to pretend it never happened. I'm going to move on to our main act. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? This man is one of the funniest men I know. He's the only man whose entire name comes up red underlined on Word documents. And he's a great friend. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Christoph von Münchow.
Outside the Vauxhall Executive Plaza in the downtown district of the city, where all sorts of unimaginable and horrifying chaos has broken out over the past 2 hours. Inside the office complex, civilians are blocked from the outside by terrorists, electrical fires, and according to the nation reports, actual mountain lions. The police and the local militia have spent the past hour attempting to rescue the victims and end the violence, but all to no avail. In this hour of despair, it would appear that the only chance of deliverance and the possibility of a saving grace will come from the improbable hand of God himself. Either that, or a small anemic young man who can tell some jokes.
Did somebody say jokes?
No, nobody said that. We said we're gonna kill these people. We're terrorists from Europe, but now we're gonna kill you as well. And then we're also gonna kill all these people still, yes.
I'd like to see you try.
That's what we're trying to do, asshole, but you interrupted us.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. We said we're gonna kill these people who we had all neatly lined up, and then you come in and say, did somebody say jokes? And now you've thrown our whole operation off course. Are you happy now? Are you glad with what you've done? We're a small business, you know. We're the little guy. We're just part-time there.
Silence! Yippee-ki-yay. Ah! Get some!
The following scene is a reenactment. It is based on a true story. All of this really happened.
Damn, he's too strong and also handsome. Send up the mountain lions.
This is not your father's stand-up show. It's mine. I'm your dad now.
Wait, Christoph, you might have killed all the terrorists and the mountain lions and avoided the dangerous electrical fires, but watch out! You haven't stopped the...
Tyrannosaurus Rex. Nice to meet you. No, thank you. There's one thing you take away from my performance tonight. Hope it's that. How was the show? Did you see Christoph? Yeah, it was good. How was Christoph? Brave. Thank you, guys. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming. Thank you. Welcome to Christoph, Live and Afraid. That's my show. That is the name of the show. It's Don't Be Fooled. It's been intentional. It's thematic. We're coming back to that. I wanted to make a show with that kind of have that fear tone running concurrent the whole time. At one point, I thought I was going to have that intro. I was just going to do the whole show screaming. I thought I could start the show like that. Like I just come out and go, "Oh, what's up with Fanta? What's oh my God! I mean, it's orange flavored soda, but it's yellow colored. What's going on?" I like that. Welcome to the show. My name is Christoph von Münchow. You may know me by my bastardized American mispronunciation, Christoph von Münchow, which isn't even correct. It's Christoph von Münchow, which is already shortened from my real name, because I'm using a fake name. It's Christoph von Münchow. Yeah, okay, I thought you were first coming to the show. Hey, get my good side. It's Christoph von Münchow, which of course pronounced in German. It's Christoph von Münchow, and I can already tell I've lost like half the room there, probably most of the room. That's because it's a very funny name. It's a German name. It's aggressively German. My name sounds like a German guy like woke up, yelled at a cloud, and then died halfway through the yelling. And he just went, Christoph von Münchow! That's what my name sounds like. It's 20 letters long, my last name, as I know. It's 3 syllables, 3 words, 4 syllables, 20 letters depending on if you spell it the German way, because it's got an umlaut. There's also a little dash. And my first name, it's 2 syllables, 9 letters, and you would think that would be enough. You think my parents wouldn't want to give me a middle name. But instead they're like, nah, fuck him, let's give him 2. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. I can't really tell. Kind of looks a little bit almost like a full house. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's okay, I'll take it. Thank you for coming. This is really cool. I just want to get to understand the audience here. About how many people here, you know, it makes, give a shout if you would say we're friends. Thank you. Of that, how many of you guys have seen me do stand-up before? Right. How many of you were present at my birth? Fake fans. Fake friends. I've always wanted to do an OTR show for On the Rocks Festival. I'm very excited, so I'm glad that you guys are all here for that. I've been wanting to do this for 2 years. When I saw my friend Joe do a show his 3rd year, he had an OTR show, and my friend Tom had one his 3rd year, so I thought I would fill in that hole of a white man doing an OTR show every year. So I'm doing my job. And I always wanted to do it, so I'm glad to do it. But at the same time, maybe now isn't the best time to do it. I'll be honest, I'm going through a little bit mentally a crisis of sorts. You know, I feel like I'm living in on borrowed time. What I mean by that is I'm trying to figure out what it is, what I want to do with my life, as a lot of us are. And the answer is I want to do comedy, but that's not really like a goal you can just go out and chase. You have to be realistic about it. So I'm trying to find work that will let me creatively develop things and make content for all these companies, and I've applied to all these companies and they've all said no. I get it, and it's fine, it's not unfair, but it does hurt and it sucks, and I'm figuring out plan B and plan C. And I've got my 4th year coming up, and like time's gone by really fast. At the same time, I'm reflecting on what it is that I've done the first 3 years of university. And to be fair, like I did take a little bit of a risk coming to school in Scotland. And at the same time, I hate to say this, but I've met a lot of wonderful people, and there are times I've enjoyed, but I've also never felt more isolated in my life. I feel like ever since I've been here, I've just grown more like lonelier and miserable, and I've become this grumpy person with mean thoughts. That's what I say, that's what my stand-up is. And every time I look in the mirror, and at the same time, I also don't know if I've ever really known what intimacy really is. And at the same time, I'll look into the mirror and I see someone that hasn't existed in a long time. And when I see my reflection, I see someone who doesn't really have anything going on behind their eyes. And if you're thinking to yourself at this point in the show, Christoph, this isn't funny. This sucks. All I have to say to you there is, yeah. So Josh, you want to turn up the mic a little bit louder? Just a little, cool, just for out there. Oh, that's perfect. So that's enough about me. We're going to cut that shit. My name's Christoph, that's me, I'm me, you're you. And frankly, that's all this relationship probably is ever going to be. So we're going to cut the bullshit. We're going to jump right into some old school, blue-collar, relatable stand-up material. What do you say, guys? Do you want to hear some old school, blue-collar, relatable stand-up material? Alright, well this one's for all the men in the room. Men, make some noise! Men! What is the deal with women? Don't you hate it when they... talk. Right? Yeah, or like when they walk around on two legs and have a nose and at least one arm or more, probably. That shit. Hey, here's my impression of a human woman. I'd like to eat rice tonight. Am I right, human men? Sense a little bit of division in the room. I can turn this thing around. Ladies, I've not forgotten about you. Ladies, if you're here tonight, give a little shout. Ladies, let's talk about the men, okay? The boys, that's what I call them. Let's talk about the boys, the things men will say, the words that come out of their mouth. You know what I'm talking about, like, go to your room and eat your vegetables. Or my personal favorite, there's no crying in baseball. It's like, hey, maybe for once you could say something I want to hear, like, I don't know, comedy's a completely viable career option, I support you, son. Thanks, that's a character I've been working on for the last 2 years. His name is Christoph, age 18. I'm someone who does stand-up comedy frequently, thank you for asking. I don't call myself a stand-up comedian. I feel like if you don't get paid, until you get paid regularly, you can't call yourself a comedian. So I'm someone who does stand-up frequently. Nonetheless, do it a lot, and I get a lot of people come up to you after shows and they'll say they're very interested in doing stand-up. It's like, Christoph, I really want to do stand-up material, but how do you interact with the crowd? You know, that seems scary. How do you warm up an audience? And well, I could tell you, or I could show you. Hit the track, Josh!
Hey everyone, it's me, Christoph. Hey there, Christoph.
Hey, Christoph!
So, I hear you're having a bit of trouble working the crowds, huh?
Boy, you can say that again.
Well, don't you worry. Luckily, I've got a simple step-by-step guide to get you feeling comfortable with that audience. You'll be a proper master of ceremonies in no time.
Great, where do I start?
Well, the first thing we're going to want to do is let the audience and other comedians in the room know what it really means to do stand-up comedy. Consider this your mission statement of sorts. Now, repeat after me.
Repeat after me.
Don't do that, that's not funny.
Sorry.
I am a comedian.
I am a comedian.
I like telling jokes.
I like telling jokes.
I am a narcissist.
I am a what?
Say it, bitch, you know it's true.
I'm a narcissist.
No, really, I am a narcissist.
No, really, I am a narcissist.
I do not tell jokes to make other people happy. I tell jokes because I need the attention.
That's not true.
I perform stand-up comedy because I don't believe I received the amount of attention I felt entitled to in high school. The worst, and even more pathetically, the best years of my self-righteous life.
Jesus Christ.
Say it.
I do stand up because I didn't get enough attention in high school. I'm making up for the worst years of my life.
Without stand-up, there is nothing interesting about me. And even with stand-up, there is still little about me of human interest.
Without stand up, there's nothing interesting.
Comedy won't get you laid, you idiot.
That's not why I do this. It's not.
Great! Now doesn't it feel good to get that out of your system?
No.
Well, now it's time to interact with your audience. So go ahead, pick someone from the front row.
You, sorry.
Alright, now go ahead and give a little smile. Ew, no, not like that. Gross, don't do that. You know what, just be friendly. Now ask them for their name.
What's your name?
Tessa.
Tessa.
Now ask them where they're from.
Where are you from, Tessa?
From Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas.
Ah, Wisconsin. I thought I knew a Midwestern when I saw one. And you, to the right of them, you must be from China. Yes, this is definitely a Chinese person. I can tell you, it's the Chinese.
Oh fuck, we're gonna skip that. We're gonna flash forward that. Got racist will not happen again.
To be fair, you don't really look like Jackie Chan. Because Jackie Chan.
Fuck! We're gonna skip it again. It got more racist. Sorry.
Vin Diesel appears in my dreams.
That's not important. Don't know what that's
It's
about.
very angry and it always gets sexual.
Okay, I don't think this thing is working. So,
Stand-up comedy often serves as a great starting point for political commentary.
oh thank God.
Here are some good examples of jabs for the current US president that you can use. For example, what's going on with Syria? Or, stop listening on my phone calls and spying on me with the NSA. Or, I guess you have noticeably large ears and we're our 44th president, Mr. Obama.
Oh shit, wrong person. My bad, this is older than I thought. That's my bad.
Now it's time to address your demographic. Remember, you're dealing with the millennial crowd. So go ahead, say something relatable to the university student population.
I'm depressed. I like doing things ironically.
Keep going.
Shrek.
Oh, you guys like that, huh? You think that's funny? Well, you better enjoy it, because meme culture is ruining our generation's comedy. So eat it up while you can, you clickbait whores.
Jesus, dude, let's not antagonize the audience.
Fuck you. This material sucks anyway. Audio-responsive humor is pretentious, and I hate it. I have better things to do, and you're incapable of love.
Jeez, what an asshole. Get it? It's me. I wrote it. I'm the asshole. You laugh, but it's actually a very deep, poignant piece about the state of mental health in our youth. So I'll be taking my Nobel Prize to go. You guys, anyone here a fan of airplane humor? Not so much, more of a train crowd, I see. Like a lot of other comedians, I was on an airplane the other day. That's a slow burner, that joke. I was on an airplane, I was in small airlines called Caribbean Airways. Because I'm white, it's what white people do. We get, in the wintertime especially, the sun goes down, it gets colder outside. White people, we get on an airplane, we go to the Caribbean, we get off the airplane, and we're like, hello, Jamaica! And Jamaica's all like, ah, fuck. Is it that time of day? Are they back? Alright. Hey, welcome to Jamaica. Welcome back. A lot of people don't like that joke from what I've gathered doing that. A lot of people say, why is that going to be a race thing? That's not a race thing. Not all white people go to Jamaica. Some of us aren't so lucky. Nah! Some of you just aren't that fun. You should try going to Jamaica. A lot of fun. But I was on an airplane, and something mildly interesting happened. The flight attendant came up to me and he said, excuse me, sir, can you take off your headphones? Right? Can you remove your headphones for takeoff? And I did, but I thought to myself, why? That's not a thing, taking off your headphones for the takeoff. That's never been a thing. And if that's the case, what's the security threat there? What's the concern? You think like Homeland Security walks in the door and they go, where is he? Where is he? We got a security concern. There he is. Get the child with the headphones. Get him off. Get the terrorist out of here. Get him out. You make me sick. Get him out. Sorry about that, passengers. We had a small concern, but the threat has been neutralized. The state is secure, and the airways are safe to travel again. God bless. I'm a nervous flyer. Actually, sorry, let me jump a little before that. The reason they do, like, I understand, take off your headphones for like the presentation, the safety presentation. I get that, right? You know why they do that? That way in the event that like the plane crashes into the ocean and it's a huge disaster and it's an awful PR thing for the airline company and families are demanding justice. At least that way, the airline company can just say, well, did you show them the video? Yeah, well then they can't sue for damage and liabilities. Duh. I'm a nervous flyer. I'm a nervous flyer. I always have been, and being a nervous flyer, it's not that bad, right? Because I'll tell you one thing, what it means is I don't discriminate being a nervous flyer. I'm afraid of anyone and anything equally. Because when your car is in the sky, I mean, who cares who did it? It just happened. But I'm a nervous flyer, right? I don't discriminate. What I mean by that is like I've been on like a flight. I've been on like an 8-hour flight and I've been next to like a 5-year-old white kid the whole time. And then I'll get up to use the bathroom and if he takes too long, I'll get suspicious. Like after 10 minutes have passed and he hasn't come back, I'll go, Timmy's been in there a long time. What's he need to be concerned? What's he taking? Yes, excuse me, flight attendant, the small 5-year-old boy. Why is he taking so long? What's that? He's 5, he doesn't know how to use the toilet paper properly? Yeah, okay, that's exactly what the terrorists want us to think. So, I'm nervous flyer. The one person I'm afraid of more than anyone is the pilot, right? And I know that's ridiculous. Why would you be afraid of the pilot? You know, that's their career, that's their passion, it's what they do. Why would they want to sabotage the flight? And I know it would never happen, but there's still that, fear in the back of my mind, worst case scenario. I'm afraid that one day I'll be in a flight, the intercom will go off, and I'll just hear, "Attention cabin and crew, this is your captain speaking. You know, I've always wanted to see how high a plane can go before it starts to fall. So we're going to try to do that today. We're currently cruising at an altitude of 35,000 feet. We're taking bets up here in the cockpit. Richard, my co-pilot, says 70,000. I say 72. And Shannon, our stewardess up front, is screaming her head off. But she's just a bad sport. So if you have any friends or family members, better call now, tell them you love them, because we're going for the world record, baby! I've been thinking about my funeral a lot lately. I have been. Not that I'm planning to go anytime soon. God, no, nothing like that. I just, deep down I'm a party planner, right? I think that appeals to me. What better party to plan than your last one? You know, so thinking about my funeral and trying to work things out at the moment. It's gonna be pirate themed. Do you know that? Chuck E. Cheese will not return my calls. We'll get them. But if it's gonna be pirate themed, I guess it means I have to die of scurvy. Which, I don't know, does anyone really ever know what that is? I always forget, so I'm just gonna have sex with a pirate and see what happens. I'm like 99% sure that's what scurvy is. And there's the issue of what to do with the body, right? I mean, cremation, burial, ruh-roh, we got a real Sophie's choice on our hands. It is an issue, and one thing I've seen is that you can actually send your body, it can be put into space, right? I think that's something that I want to do. But hold the phone, I don't want my ashes set into space. If you have pen and paper, you better start writing this down. Here's what I want. Number 1, I want to be shot into the stratosphere out of a party cannon. Right? I think that way people will know that I'm dead, that my time has come. It'll be ceremonial. It's very similar to like how both houses of parliament will lower down the flags when the Queen dies. Ooh, I don't even have an opinion. The fact that you got into that is probably scary. I'm saying that for the older people in the crowd, so that way they don't feel that I'm a horrible person, but I am, so whatever. Number 2, I am adorned, I'm only wearing a fanny pack. British people, that's a bum bag. American people, British people don't like the word fanny, which is adorable. I'm only wearing a fanny pack. I'm not going to say bum bag. I'm wearing a fanny pack. I'll get into that later. And the reason why I want to be in space is because, let's face it, guys, planet Earth's not going to last forever. If it's not because of us, at any point, at least one point, the planet will get destroyed. We'll collide in with the Andromeda Galaxy. We'll be no more. All the bad bodies on Earth, they'll be gone. But me, I'll be in space. I'll be comatose dead. And I'll be drifting away, unaware, blissfully, right? And what that means, at some point, is that my body would, after a certain amount of time, have to come in contact with another planet. Now, it's a small chance, but it's an astronomically small chance, but there is a chance that the planet that my body lands on has developed advanced life forms. And I would be the first alien life that they discover, and it'd be huge. It'd be a huge ceremony. They'd find my body, they'd announce it on whatever TV platform they have for broadcast it to the whole alien species. They'd rifle through my body, they'd go through the fanny pack, and they'd find a grand total of 2 pennies, a paperclip, and a Chipotle rewards card with 1 punch hole away from a free burrito. And they'd say to themselves, the greatest tragedy of our species' lifetime is that we will never know the extent of this man's riches. But from what we can surmise, truly, this man must have been a king. It's my funeral. Give some noise if you're a millennial and you're in the audience. That's most of you. I am also, I'm a millennial, although I use that word loosely because I've said that to open mics back home. I've said I'm a millennial, and everyone in the audience is always older than me. And what the people in the crowd will go, they'll like point at me and they go, no you're not, you're 12. But I feel like us, if you're born, and this applies to most of us in the room, if you're born between the years of 1996, 1999, you're in this gray area, right? Because you could be millennials, but you could also be Gen Z. I mean, the statistics, the different groupings, there's so many of them that we overlap. But I prefer to say I'm a millennial because it makes me sound like a victim. Right? I don't know if you know this, if you turn on the TV, but everyone is mad at millennials all of the time. I mean, you just walk through like a store with like a window front with like a TV display, or you go to like, I don't know, like a coffee shop, they always have a TV on, it's always CNN, and there's always this like there's this like white-haired, mad 50-year-old man who like hasn't slept in days and is like, obviously it's destroyed his marriage. And he's so pissed, and like the lady that they have interviewing, they'll like do the news story, and like this guy's just got, he's got this back, he's behind him is like in a crime scene room, in the police room, they've got like drawstring and like thumbtacks. He's trying to like piece things together and like frame millennials. There's like a picture of two hipsters, and like another picture of an avocado, and then a picture of like the JFK assassination. And the lady on the news was like, and that's the news in Syria, but now up to Kenneth Rockwell, who's got the latest story. Kenneth, what are the millennials up to this time? I'll tell you what they're up to, Charlie. These millennials, when they're not kicking babies or practicing the dark arts, will you believe this? When they're not doing all of that stuff, they're destroying the diamond industry. What? They are. That sounds terrible, Ken. It is! I understand that you can be mad in those kind of presentations, don't get me wrong, I get it, but if you're gonna like get mad at millennials, at least give millennials a chance to defend themselves, you know? Don't just have a panel, like a talking heads panel of 3 different old white men getting mad at millennials. At least have one millennial there to back himself up. Right? They wouldn't do a good job, but like at least they could. You have the guy yelling like, why do you do it? Why did you do it? Oh, stop yelling at me. Why did you do it, son? Why did you destroy the napkin industry? I don't know. Just thought it was easier to wipe my hands on my pants. It seemed more convenient at the time. I think one of the words that people, baby boomers or any other generation, like to use against millennials, I mean, there's a lot of them, snowflake, entitled, but one of the things that really irks me is that they say, oh, the reason they're like this, these millennials, is because they were coddled too much as babies. And at that point, I'm like, well, yeah, who do you think did that? That was you. Who do you think told us that? Tony the Tiger? They're great, and so is gay marriage. You don't need to pay for your parents' Medicare. Let them talk. Take some responsibility. Yeah, they didn't clap for that. It's crazy how much on the right side of history I am. Take some responsibility, because if that's the case, what was the strategy there, right? We told our kids that they could do anything they set their minds to, and they fucking believed us. Got them! Pranked! I don't know. I mean, I don't know. There's some things millennials do that I think we get a lot of that. We do deserve a lot of the hate that we get. I'll play the other side. I'll play devil's advocate, right? Especially our sense of humor. I think millennial sense of humor. I hate it. I think it's the death of comedy. Relatable comedy. It's the worst thing ever. We're so self-centered as a group of people. Everything needs to be how you see yourself in that, right? It used to be that 10 years ago you could show someone, you could show a friend a funny picture, and you could say, hey, check out this funny picture. And they go, hi, that's a funny picture. Now you show someone that same picture, and you're like, hey, look at this funny picture. They go, that's me. Take a look at this video, it's a little funny monkey. That's me when I try to study. Are you sure we're looking at the same things? This is a video of a monkey peeing in its mouth. Me in the library. I hate it, and I think what's worse is that companies have gotten in on that, and they try to market things now. That's how Facebook advertising works. I use Facebook, but it does make me sick. And I see the same advertisements, these channels, they really make my skin boil, like skin boil, blood boil, whatever. Like now this, or I want one, you know what I'm talking about. They have like these stupid advertisements. They're like 10-second videos, and there's music, and it's just text overlaid, and it's like, attention broccoli fans, this restaurant is serving broccoli for broccoli fanatics. They do broccoli tacos and broccoli ice cream. You cannot go here if you're not a true broccoli fan. They have the same people. It's like it's this group of young, attractive, racially diverse friends in their 20s. And they all have this dumb as fuck look on their face. They like get the broccoli taco and they eat it and they're like, whoa! It's stupid. It's like, there's a mojito that's 100 liters, perfect for your friend. Why? You can't afford it. It's like $50. And then you tag your friends and they're like, oh my God, Chloe, we have to go here. The restaurant is in Phoenix. You can't get to it. You're so far away from where it is. You can do yoga with your dog. Why? That's not yoga. Why would you want to do that? So I think we do deserve it when baby boomers make fun of millennials. I will give us one thing that I'm very proud to be millennial. Gen Z does this even better. Is our sense of irony. I love it. No other generation takes irony to a whole new level that millennials and Gen Z have. And I know that sounds confusing, so let me explain what it means for millennials to be ironic. A group of 50-year-olds will say to themselves, hey gang, let's go to Applebee's for lunch. Because wouldn't it be funny if we got, because wouldn't it be funny, it'd be great, it's affordable, and they're doing the weekday special at Applebee's. Let's go to Applebee's, it's a great deal. But a group of millennials will say, hey, we should go to Applebee's because it'd be great to eat shit food. Just the banter, it'd be the best. Come on, we gotta do it. We have to, for the banter. That joke might be a little lost in translation, because Applebee's is not a British restaurant, it's an American restaurant. It's in a lot of countries, but it's not in the UK. What Applebee's is, it's a chain restaurant. It's like a 2-star dining restaurant that you find on the side of highways. It's not fast food, but it's also definitely not fine dining. It's a lot like TGI Fridays, new TGI Fridays, but the difference is TGI Fridays was built with the mentality of like, wow, thank goodness it's Friday. Whereas Applebee's was built like, oh fuck, it's Tuesday. God damn it, it's Tuesday. We were supposed to build a restaurant, and we didn't. God damn it, the deadline's tomorrow. Alright, we gotta build a restaurant now. What do we call a restaurant? What do we call it? A is for Apple. Apple. Can we call a restaurant Apple? No, we can't. It's already a trademark name. We can't call it Apple. Fuck. Okay, A is for Apple. B is for bees. Applebee's. Can we call it Applebee's? Does that work? John, can you check the trick? No, it hasn't been taken. Cool. File that shit. We're calling it Applebee's. Alright, that's the name. What do we serve? What do we serve at Applebee's? Todd, yes. Chicken. What? Chicken tenders, chicken salad, chicken. You know what? Let's just serve everything. We'll serve everything and it'll all be shit. And that way, no one can complain, because it'll all be bad across the board. Is that good? Can we do that? Applebee's, we serve everything, let's do it. And that's the same experience you get when you go to Applebee's. It's not just how they built it. You'll get that experience if you walk into an Applebee's, right? It'll be like the waiter will be there and they'll be like, hey, welcome to Applebee's. We can't take your, what the fuck do you want? What do you want out of this? Alright, what do you want? Burger? What's good here? Do you want sliders? They're like burgers, but they're like 4 of them. They're smaller and they're way more inconvenient. Do you want it? No, they're not good. They're $4. Wait. Fuck it, you're both getting sliders. I don't care. I don't care if that's what you want. Shut up, you're getting sliders. You're both getting sliders and you're both getting pink lemonade, okay? Alright. Now it's only going to take 2 minutes to heat this food up in the microwave, but I'm going to be back in an hour. So, alright. And then the guy comes back, the waiter comes back, and he's like, alright, I'm back with your food, alright, here's the lemonade. Whoops, I dropped it. Alright, here's the sliders, and actually hold up 1 second, it's not ready. Bon appetit. Welcome to Applebee's, motherfucker! That's Applebee's. We're filming this show, which is always very exciting, because my parents want to see it. Which is going to be weird. They see me do stand-up. They're actually very, they see me do stand-up. They're really cool about it, but I'm probably gonna edit maybe a few jokes. They're not gonna see the full cut version. I love my parents. I think my parents are great. I'm very glad that they are my parents and that I am their son. They're both very hard-working people, my parents, and they try to instill that value in me, which is a shame because I believe in instant gratification and taking the easy way out. So, you know, fuck them. No, I love my parents. My parents are cool. They're always cool conversation topics because at least their occupations are. Like my dad is a German diplomat, right? He works for the German Foreign Service, which is why I moved around a lot as a kid. It's why my name is very funny. It's really cool. He's currently the German ambassador to Jamaica. He used to be the German ambassador to Niger. It's a really cool job, and it's fun. I don't know what my mom does. I'm not sure what her occupation. I have an idea of what it is she does. She's like a work person. She's got a work job. She dresses in work clothing. She has the BlackBerry. She goes into the office on some days, and other days she like works from home. But I don't really know what it is that she does, which is sad because I've been her son for 20 years now. No idea what occupation is. And I've like tried to like get that out of her in like dinner conversation. I've been like, so mom, in your line of contracting, not a contract, because it's like how when you're a consultant, not a consultant either. Okay, cool. It's a shame because like one of these days I feel like if I ever if like my bank account ever gets hacked or I lose like a debit card, I'll have to call the bank and they're like, we can get your information right back for you, Mr. von Münchow. But we do need to know your mom's occupation. Then I just go, you know what, fuck it, the money's gone. It's gonna stay gone. You wanna know how sad it is? Over the winter break, I went to my mom's office Christmas party. I was her +1. I spoke to her coworkers for 2 hours and I talked to her boss. No idea what she still does. No idea. So I am the son of the year. And I love you, Mom. Do not be fooled by my adorably rosy cheeks and long eyelashes. I am a rebel, I am a troublemaker. I've been to court for jury duty. I've been in court for jury duty. Which means literally I was inside a court building. It's just I prefer to say I went to court because that makes me sound like a bad boy. And that's the direction that I think my image needs to go into. Right. It's very exciting when you get summoned for jury duty. I got summoned for jury duty. You get a letter in the mail. I got one that said, Christoph von Münchow, you've been summoned for jury duty. And the first thing I did was call the number on that form, and I went, hi, I don't know if I can serve jury duty. Let me ask my mom first. And they were like, that's not how this works. That's not how this works at all. Here's how this works. You're an adult. We are the government. We are telling you to go to jury duty. It's the law. So I went to jury duty. I was there for 5 hours, over 5 hours. I lost my morning, but it's fine. I wasn't doing anything anyway. If anything, all I did that week leading up to it was just watch Judge Judy. So if anything, it was just closer to the action. So, jury duty is very exciting, but you go into it blind. They don't tell you that. They don't tell you anything. So I got there, I signed a form, I sat down in a room with like 90 other people, and they told us, we don't even know if we're going to need a trial to proceed today. We don't. So just hang tight. They showed us a video. We waited there for 3 hours. They didn't tell us anything. And they finally said, all right, we are going to proceed today with a trial, with a jury, in fact, so stick around. So they sent us on an hour lunch break. We came back, another hour passed, and then finally after 5 hours, the head representative, he came forward, and he said, all right, folks, you can actually pack up your belongings and head home now. I've just gotten word that the defendant has taken the guilty plea. And then everyone cheered, which is insane. Just to clarify, the defendant took the guilty plea, and 90 people just went, yeah! which is insane. Look, we'll never know what actually went on in that courtroom. We don't even know if it was a criminal trial. But statistically speaking, there's a chance, right, that a man or woman took a 30-year sentence, possibly for a crime they didn't even commit. And we were excited for that. You know what that's like? That's like if you tried to throw a birthday party, but on the day of the party, your mom died. So you had to cancel the event. But it's okay, because no one wanted to go in the first place. That is exactly what it's like. And the thing about jury duty is you actually leave feeling accomplished. That's what I did. After all that fiasco, I felt accomplished in myself. Like on the ride home, I was like, you know what? The American justice system works. And it works because of citizens like me. I did my civic duty today. I'm a proud American, and I'd do it again. God damn it. The fun thing is you get paid to be at jury duty, which is exciting. It's $15, or you get the option. Man, you have experience with this? In the jury? No, have you been a jury duty?
No, I haven't.
Okay, no worries. Has anyone in a jury duty? Okay, you had me there. You had me. Thought there were two of us.
I didn't think they only paid you $15.
I know. Wait till you hear the end of this story. They pay you $15, or you get the option to waive that stipend and donate it to a charity. And the head representative, he told us this. He said, you can donate to what's called the Generous Jurors Program, right? And what your money goes to is called the Montgomery County Family Justice Center. Okay, and that money, that goes to help the families and children of parents and loved ones who are called into the court, right? Because what it does is it disrupts their lives and their schedules. Now, if you know anything about the American justice system, it's that people get called into court, especially criminal court, tend to come from under racially, economically, and socially underprivileged backgrounds, right? Their families' lives are already tough enough as it is, okay? And the money would go to help them, right? This isn't some vague cause, like save the trees. They know where the money's going to. It's going into the community. It's going into my community, right? And this is even money that I earned. This is money that could have been given to me based on what I did for a few hours, which was nothing. And it's only $15. It's not a lot of money. I can live with that at the end of the day. Other people might not be so fortunate. So it's $15. It's for a good cause. But $15 was also the price of my parking ticket. Because I parked in a parking garage. So I went with that. I know what you're thinking to yourself. You're saying $15 for a parking ticket for a parking garage? That's outrageous. You're right. The real victim is the taxpayer. And I am fudging the numbers. It wasn't $15. It was $12. But I wasn't going to go in line and get the money and say, oh no, you can keep $3. I'll only be taking $12. The families will be grateful for the $3 that I generously have given them. Best part about that story, there's free parking for jurors. But I didn't know that, because I didn't read my form. Moral of that story is, I'm an American hero, and you can too. You guys enjoying this? I'm so fucking parched. Thirsty. I don't know if I'll keep that in post. Might just make that the only line of the show. How was the show, Thirsty? Alright, yeah, cool. Seems like he enjoyed it. What am I doing next? Oh, cool. What is love? If you're about to answer, baby don't hurt me, you can get the fuck out of my show. What is love? Is it a chemical reaction in the brain? No. I don't believe in love. I don't believe in love because I am 20 years old and I've figured it all out. This is one of those annoying philosophy students. Love is just a construct invented by Coca-Cola. They did it so they could sell soda to happy people. Right? I do feel that love is commercialized. I know it might make you groan to hear that, but I do feel that love has become commercialized, especially in the age of advertisements that we live in. To give an example, every time I hear the words love, I just think, yes, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. So every time someone says to me, I love you, my first thought is, I don't need to buy a car. don't want to buy a car, but it's okay, because that never happens. No one ever says that to me. And if you're about to say to yourself, oh shit, is the next 20 minutes going to be Christoph talking about his fucking love life? Ha ha! There's a reason tickets were £2. Gotcha! This is a one-way therapy session. You have to live with it. Anyone here in a relationship? Just a crowd reaction, make some noise? That's ew. Gross. Just rub it in, I get it. No, it's really cool. I'm happy if you're in a relationship. From what I hear, it's a very nice, wonderful thing. It doesn't have to, even if it's serious or if it's not serious, it's just a wonderful thing that it seems like a wonderful thing, right? But you do deserve a little bit of the hate. Not all of it, but a little. Because the couples talk, right? Couples talk is like the worst part of any, it's the worst part of being the third wheel in any relationship. And I've been the third wheel a lot of times. Okay, so what it is, it's like flirting, and flirting is fun. Flirting is light, it's playful. I don't do it all the time, but it can be fun. Because flirting is just two people dancing around the subject. It's two people not getting to the point. It's two people just like doing this stupid tone where they're like, I know what's going on here, and you know what's going on here. We're not gonna tell each other. We'll just see where this goes. Couples talk is like that, but there's no more dancing around it. They know what they're doing, and it's fucking annoying to listen to. Right? If you've heard couples talk, you know exactly what it sounds like, because they always try to do it discreetly, but they're loud as hell. Every relationship, doesn't matter if it's hetero, homo, and all the pan, it's all the fucking same. It's crazy how much on the right side of history I am. I know. They're all the same. They do this dumb couples talk, and it sounds like this. I'll give you a little taste. What's the matter, babe? Babe, I'm sad. Why are you sad, babe? Cause baby, calm down and calm down. Babe, you don't gotta be sad. Baby, I'm right here. I would be here right now. Babe, if a lion came right now, if a lion came, I would protect both of us. That's how powerful my love for you. I'm tired. I'm gonna fuck you now, babe. Babe, stop. I'm enjoying babe. And they just become Beavis and Butthead. That's what every relationship sounds like. That's what they sound like. I don't know. And I think the worst thing that people in a relationship are people that have just gotten out of a relationship. They're the worst. And it's not because I can't sympathize with them. It's just because that they are. Right? I remember one of the things people say when they got out of a relationship, my friend, I feel like, did this, I remember a few years ago, she's like, for 5 years, I've always been dating, I've always been with someone, and finally I'm free, I'm by myself. I'm just gonna start dating myself now. And I was like, shut up. No, it's because I get it, it's valid, obviously. You have the right mentality. Go free, explore yourself in your interests, but don't call it dating yourself. Listen, I've been dating myself for 20 years now, and I want out of this relationship. It sucks and I hate it. Dating myself is like two elderly people that have been living a nightmare the last 40 years. Because it's Friday night, and one part of me is like, come on, Christoph, take me dancing. Let's go out. Remember how we used to go dancing? I want to do that. I want to see things. I want to hear things. I want to feel things. The other half of me is like, this game's on. No. So, I know this is coming off as really frustrated, and I guess maybe the reason is that because the way we as an age group, as a generation, were raised, and this is I guess true of any generation, are raised by media and TV shows and movies to when to expect a relationship and how to expect it. Because I feel at my point in the life, I could easily be the star of a shitty indie romance film. Right? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, oh, I know what my character would be. I'll give you the one where it's like, he's 20 years old, never had a girlfriend, and doesn't believe in love. And she's a woman. You know, one of those movies where like the director's a guy, the writer's a guy. Like there was no woman involved in the making of the movie, right? There's always those like scenes where like they're like the guy and the girl at the bar, and he's with all his buddies, and they're like, I don't know, Greg, what's so special about her? And they all start arm wrestling, and she's winning the arm wrestling contest, and then she just burps, and all the guys are like, whoa, fuck, she's hot. Has Jennifer always been this hot? When did that happen? It'll be great. Oh, it would be an awesome indie movie. We get a bunch of indie artists like the Shins to do the soundtrack, and we'll just call it Garden State. That's a joke for like 5 people. It's great. Yeah. What does it say here? Oh, yeah, but I'm working on it. I'm working on me in the game. I've been using Tinder, and Tinder I think is a very fun, exciting app that we have. I don't use it as a matchmaking app, not at all. It's more like a self-validation app. I imagine that's what most people use it for. Because I like Tinder because it means every time someone swipes right and acknowledges me, it means I don't have to change. It means I can keep this going. Right? Every time someone swipes right, my brain's like, whoa! Somebody likes us, boys! Give him the serotonin! Woo! Open wide, Christoph! Oh, yeah! You like that, don't you? Well, guess what? You deserve it. Yeah, you cater to every woman's desires, you hunk of a man. Tinder's great. One of my friends, though, she actually got to use Tinder and like met up with someone on a date, which is ridiculous. First of all, why? Second of all, how? How do you do that? Right? I don't get it, because like the way Tinder works, what does that conversation look like? Hey, I've seen exactly 4 pictures of you, and I know you have a vague interest of traveling. What say you and I meet up tonight, and maybe we can kiss each other on the lips? I don't know, I'm not the expert, I'm asking you guys. Right? I do like using Tinder because you gotta read people's bios, you get an insight into the character, right? And I'm not trying to generalize, I never would intentionally want to say anything diminutive. So I don't want to come out here and say, all women are the same. But you are, at least on Tinder, and I'm sure all guys on Tinder are the same too. But you gotta read the bios and you gotta see the reoccurring ones. And my absolute favorite one is, if I swiped right, it's because you have a dog. Right? Like, I don't think you're in the right place. I think you're looking for like a pound or an adoption center. Because if you're looking for my dog, I have bad news. He's been dead for 2 years. So he's my dog. I get all that. Not you. No, so yeah, I don't know. So I'm working, I'm in the game, and it's nice, and I feel like one of the things I feel people forget is like, you know, compliment's a compliment. It can mean a lot. It can mean a good thing. I'll give it, even if it comes from the side you're not necessarily looking out for. What I mean is, you know, it's great when a gay person gives you a compliment. It's great. A lot of guys are really uncomfortable with that, and I never really understood that. To give you an example, like a few months ago, I was in the 601. I was in the club, and this girl came up to me and she asked her friend. She was like, "Hey, are you by chance gay? My friend might be interested." And my first thought was like, no, I wish. And I know that might be contentious. I really don't want this to be like a queer baiting piece. I'm serious. I know I will never know how hard it is to be gay. I understand that I will never understand. I know it's not, you just don't choose to be gay. You're born with it. I understand. I don't need to explain that, especially since I'm straight. I'm on the right side of history. Reoccurring theme of the night. You know, I understand that, but at the same time, a win is a win, isn't it? Anyone who hooks up gets a pat on the back, right? And if not for any other reason, at least just to motivate the other side. Like the world's most pathetic softball coach. Just kind of to his players like, come on ladies, the other team is trying. Why can't you get your head in the game? And the players are like, coach, we respect the game, we just don't like the trophy. And I go, well, the trophy's trying to love himself. And it's hard if you don't love him back. And they're like, what are you talking about, coach? Plenty of people love the trophy. And the coach just goes, not like that, the trophy has friends. And the players go, oh, fuck you, if you're gonna be like that. No, That's me as a softball coach. Got a few more jokes in here. Yeah, cool. We're good on time. I think one of the reasons, I guess, I have this fascination with romance and why things aren't working and how they should work and why I get upset when it works for other people, maybe that's because we're told of what the university experience should be. I really do feel that. For some reason, we're always told, oh, it doesn't matter if high school is the worst part of your life. College will always be great. College will be nothing bad happens in college, right? And because one of the most annoying things is when I go back home, right, and then I'll talk to my friends, and especially people that have already gone to college, and they'll always say this. They're like, oh, dude, I love college. College is the best. All I did was drink and fuck. And when I wasn't drinking, I was fucking. I don't remember my first year. I was drinking, I was fucking. I wasn't studying, but I was drinking and fucking. And I'll have another friend like, yeah, I was fucking and drinking too in college. It's great. And I'll just go, really? You did? Yeah. You too? Yeah. I didn't get the memo. Was there a class we were supposed to attend? I don't. So here's the thing. Like, you can do. I understand the drinking part of college, right? That's an easy thing to do. You don't even need other people to do that. The only other variable involved is inanimate. It's a drink. You can have no friends. You can take a night, drink by yourself, and take off half the college experience right there. And I've done that, and it's only a little sad. But sex with other people. Hitting off of someone so that you both want to have sex more than once, regularly. That's above my skill set. And this whole piece isn't just a complaint about myself, it's about all of us, because studies show millennials are getting the least amount of sex out of anyone. Right? There are studies that show that people the age of 20 to 24 in today's day are significantly having less sexual encounters, less sexual partners, and less sexual experiences than any other time in history. Bye, Andrew. He's just using the bathroom. Right. Which brings me to the point that baby boomers just gotta fucking have everything. That's unfair. You gotta fuck other people and the planet? That's not okay. And I've done a lot of complaining this show. I understand, and a lot of that you can throw me with another counterpoint, but that one's just not fair. That they got it. So. Yeah, we'll just skip religion tonight. You thought romance was bad, wait till you hear Christoph taking down the church. That wasn't actually, it was actually very tasteful and poignant. I only say that so my parents don't think I'm atheist, I'm not. But, it's cool to be that. Anyway! I want you guys to level with me here. Do you guys ever get nostalgic for a time period that never existed? Do you ever romanticize an age you never lived in? I know, weird as fuck question, but this next bit is a slow burner. You're gonna have to trust me on this one. You really are. The answer is, of course you do. You've had that thought. Man, I bet it'd be fun to live in the 80s, right? Or that's a cocaine joke, thank you. Or the 90s, right? Well, I don't have that thought because for me, that joke is 100% about the implication of time travel. I don't like to indulge that fantasy, right? Because here's the thing, if I was suddenly transported into the past, right, knowing what I know now with my memories intact, I wouldn't take it easy, I wouldn't have fun, I'd be stressed out of my goddamn mind, right? It'd be terrifying, knowing what happens in the future. I'd have to act immediately, to act in the present, to take advantage and make it easier for myself down the line. If you want to enjoy the future, you have to take advantage of the present, or in this case, the past. Okay, so that just begs the question, Christoph, what would you do if you suddenly found yourself in the year of, 1995? Well, I'll tell you what I do. First thing I do is pick up the landline phone. Remember those? I pick up the landline phone and I dial 411 and I go, hello, operator? Put me on with Wall Street. And they put me on with Wall Street. And I go, hello, Wall Street? I'd like to buy 1,000 shares of Google. And they're like, you're crazy like a fox. While around, I'd like to buy out Amazon. I'd like to be the sole owner of Amazon. And they go, that small bookstore in Seattle, that'll never make a profit. And I just go, watch me, bitch, and I hang up. But then I pick up the phone a second time. I dial 411 again, and I go, hello, operator? Yeah, it's me again. Listen, I want to speak to Hollywood. So they put me on with Warner Brothers Studios. And I go, hello, Mr. Warner, grab your brother, because boy, do I have a movie for you. And I tell them, listen, you're going to adapt J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of series. You're gonna make a trilogy of movies out of it. And they go, we love it, but listen here, Warner and brother. Under no circumstances will you cast Elijah Wood as the lead role of Frodo Baggins. Instead, that role will go exclusively to Cedric the Entertainer. And then I hang up and then I step inside my time machine, and also I have a time machine in this situation. No, you cannot have it, it's mine. Nice try, government. And I hit fast forward, and now it's 2019, I'm in the present, and I've done everything I've set out to do. But then I remember, fuck, 9/11. I didn't do anything. But it's too late because at that moment in time, my phone rings and I check it and it's an alert from Google and it says Google's the first company to make over $1 trillion. And I go, yeah! And then my other phone rings because I have 2 phones now because I'm rich. I check it, it's an alert from Amazon. It says Amazon's the first company to make over $2 trillion. And I go, yeah! And then I open up the window and I look out the street and I find the local shoeshine boy walking down the road and I stop him and I say, you there, boy! And he looks up at me, but he's got dirt and shit all over his face. I say, young man, what's the highest grossing film of all time adjusted for inflation at the box office? He looks at me and he says, why, sir, everyone knows that it's The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, starring Cedric the Entertainer. And I go, yeah! But then he decides to speak and he says, but sir, aren't you concerned about the health and safety violations that your Amazon employees are facing in the warehouses which their below minimum wage salaries won't cover? And I go, it catches me off guard, but I go to him and I say, don't you have somewhere poor to be? And I slam the window, and then I go on down to my garage, and I get inside my diamond-encrusted Lamborghini, and I make my way over to the Tesla headquarters. And then I get to the Tesla headquarters, and I find Elon Musk there he is. I grab him by the collar. He says, you're hurting me. But I look at him, and I laugh in his face for being so goddamn poor. Later that night, I throw a huge celebrity hot tub party, and all of Hollywood is there, including Cedric the Entertainer. We do a bunch of prescription drugs. I'm talking opioids, methamphetamines, and Oxycontin. I'm having a great time, but my heart, it can't take it. I go into cardiac arrest, I suffer a heart attack, and I die! And that's why I don't like to get nostalgic. I know I've kept you here for, oh wow, yeah, I've kept you here for a while. But I do unfortunately have one last joke here kind of within me, so, oh fuck, whose phone is that? Kidding, it's my phone. Yeah. Yeah, hello. Am I busy at the moment? What's that? Drop the Charlie Brown adult noises? Yeah, I can do that, okay. Is that better? Alright, good. Yeah, what am I doing tonight? I don't know. Maybe going out. Same thing as usual, go out, come back. Probably not though, I don't know. Yeah, no, how about, the job search. Yeah, no, I've sent in like 6 more applications this week. Haven't heard back from any of them. No, yeah, they've all said no. And, yeah, look, I know, plan B. Yeah, no, I have to figure out a plan B. No, I get that. I know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Hi, you've reached the voicemail of Christoph. This is the emotional climax of the show. If you have any concerns, fears, or reservations to relay, anything as far removed from comedy as possible, then you better leave it here.
It is easy to live in fear. It is easy to live with sadness, but it is difficult to live. There are countless of mistakes to be made, with countless of repercussions to suffer from. There are many things to be afraid of. The future, other people, yourself, and missing out on the world. Where do we go from here? What happens next? Are you prepared to make it to tomorrow? And how lonely is that journey? Whatever path you choose, you will encounter a storm. You will grow weary of yourself, weary of your environment, and weary of the things that make you happy, especially when there is no clear end in sight. It is easy to live in fear. It is difficult to live. But that does not mean it isn't worth trying. You will grow every day, whether you know it or not. You will see new sights, experience new things, and form new relationships. And when the day comes for those things to end, that will be fine. You will learn to let things go. You will learn to enjoy things for what they are. For even the leaves must fall in the autumn, so that they may grow again in the springtime. And you will look forward to the things that may come in the future, even though you do not know what they are, or when you will arrive, but that is what makes them so special. And this cycle will repeat itself every day, over every month, and over every year. And it will be exciting, it will be beautiful, and maybe you can even make a joke about it someday. And hopefully people might laugh at that joke, but then again, probably not, because it sucks balls. But things might get better. This has been the goal for this show. Hopefully it has worked. And if it hasn't, that is okay. It is fun to be alive. Thank you. I love you. Good night.
Thank you. Night.